Dramatic music, baby.
Guess who's back?
The commish is back.
The
Last
long,
place is back.
the long-awaited return of the pod.
2nd and 9, season 2, episode 1. We're in the building.
It's been too long. The people have waited.
And the people have actually been demanding the comeback, which I think is interesting. This isn't sometimes people retire and then they come back. They're like, I need one more chance at greatness. But that's all like self-imposed. This has been requested by the people. This is for the people.
Hell yeah. What's been the deal, man? Like, why haven't we been able to do this?
I don't know if this is what they call life, just being busy. Because everyone's got life updates, we've been all over the map. But I think for me, it's a lot less fun when your team is sucking, and so it's harder for me to talk about it because it inflicts, it's like self-imposed pain.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, we have like a lot of life updates going on in the league, pretty much from everybody. But I do think it's for you, maybe that aspect, like 2 straight seasons of not being good, especially with all those draft picks you stocked up.
Yeah,
And
I
Justin
mean,
Fields not panning out, and
all right. Too early to start
too early.
bringing my team down. We might get in. We're gonna get into that, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
But let's do a little bit of we alluded to it. Let's talk about the people on the move, the life updates around the league, because I think that's a very fair reason to say why it took. What is this? Is this week 7?
It's week 7. Yeah.
So we've been on the move, but so is everybody else. Work with me here, Rosha. What do we got? Dan is in Cuca now.
Yeah, Brandon's moved to Raleigh.
Brian's engaged.
I didn't know Brian was dating anybody. Damn.
Brian, congrats, Brian.
Congrats, Brian. Congrats, Brian. Speaking of engaged, the engaged wedding ring pipeline. Congrats to Preston and Claire.
Preston's married.
Preston's married. Preston's wedding was a league event, I think.
It was wild. We trades were being shopped around. Smack talk was happening. I was forced to take shots by Bada. I don't even know what I lost for, why I was taking shots anymore. Oh shit, I do remember now. All of a sudden, it was I lost to Bada the prior week, so I took shots on the dance floor.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but we've been drinking a lot more this season in the league, and I probably directly attribute that to our 2 newcomers, Brian and Peyton. Welcome additions to the league. I think they've brought the energy. They've been engaged. Peyton's actually pretty good, which is a surprise to both of us. So I think you have to do a little bit of an apology here.
This is my formal apology to Peyton. Peyton, I roasted your David Montgomery pick. I was high on Jahmyr Gibbs. I was high on the Lions running game, but I didn't think it was going to be the running back that you chose. Your team's doing great. You're going to whoop my ass, I think it's next week. Congrats, buddy. Wait, or did Peyton already beat me?
See, man, Dan can't even remember his
matchups. I can't even remember my losses because I have so many. But if you did beat me already, Peyton, I blacked it out because it was a painful memory. Congrats. If you are playing me in a couple weeks, also congrats. Well, we got a couple more league updates here. Brian's engaged. Matt's in New Hampshire. Ryan is a dad to be. Mitch is a dad.
Is a dad. Tuna.
Dog dad. Shout out Tuna. Roshan, you visited the PNW. That's a huge life update.
I love it's like married, engaged, dad, got a new puppy, and I was like, I just took a trip out west. But it was good to see you. It was good to see the PNW folks. Getting everybody in person is harder these days. So glad we got to do it a couple times this year.
Well, one time we got everyone together, and it did involve some West Coast folks, was the spelling bee.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, we're halfway through the season, but we got to talk about the awesome parts of this year, right? Like kicking off with the spelling bee, surprise host Taylor and Maria. That was one of the highlights, I think, of probably the entire league history. Doing that spelling bee for the draft order. I think Preston Still misspelling astute on the first try, even though that was the sample word I gave him, was probably the best moment for me. But I think it's really set the tone for like the competitiveness of this season, going 10 rounds to determine the final rankings.
Was it really 10 rounds?
It's 10 rounds, yeah.
Wow, 10 rounds, toe-to-toe. Who's the last person standing? Damn. Yeah. Also, I gave a shout out to Peyton earlier. I gotta give another shout out. The man can spell. Man can freaking spell. He may not have come out on top, but he was close. And the speed at which spelling occurred was mind-blowing.
It's very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the spelling bee was a highlight. And I will also say the Maria and Taylor still talk about it all the time. And we were just with some friends last night at a bar, and Maria willingly brings up the league, like at any chance she can get, to talk about us eating hot dogs, the spelling bee. So we made memories happen. So I hope everyone feels good about that.
Dude, just talk about the hot dogs real quick, because again, like I think this pod is like a great like historical like timestamp of what our league is up to, and we haven't really talked about the hot dogs yet.
So the hot dogs are honestly giving me a little bit of trauma right now, because I eat so many glizzies over the summer, and I'm worried that I'm gonna lose, do this challenge, and never want a glizzy again. And that's the sad thing for me, is like, will this ruin my love for glizzies?
I think it will. Like when I did like the mini hot dog eating competition in my bet versus Dan, where he scored like the most amount of points, like the second most amount of points ever, and then the most amount of points in the season. I had to eat 30 pigs in a blanket, and I was like shivering. I think I like got a mini flu that evening. It was terrible. So thinking about eating like 60 or 70 hot dogs over the course of a week, that's your entire calorie intake for the week. So you just eat hot dogs.
It's gross. Is this decision locked in 100 P?
I think it is. Even if it wasn't, I think the like fear of it is like has just loomed in. I don't think we can pivot away from it. I think it's too much of like a chicken move of us if we did that.
The only pivot here that I want to recommend, and I'll be honest, I might not lose. So this recommendation could be for someone else. Like, I think my team's on the come up. I don't know what that looks like, but
we'll see in the power rankings. We'll see in the power rankings.
It's on the come up. And power rankings coming soon, boys. Hold on, we're getting there. But about the glizzies, I think that we should have some kind of addendum to the challenge where what we've seen online, like people have to sit in the IHOP for 24 hours, but every pancake they eat or something reduces, minutes. We should have something added to this where we can reduce the number of hot dogs by doing something additionally. And I don't know what that is yet, but like, you know what I mean? Like if let's say you get to reduce every hot dog with every beer you drink. One beer drunken is one less hot dog. And that's substantial. If we're talking 70 hot dogs, like, okay, someone wants to drink 20 beers, like kudos to you. Now you only have 50 hot dogs, something like that. And I don't want to die on that beer comment right now because that was off the dome. But I think something,
as you started saying that, you're like, actually, that sounds terrible.
There should be something in place to reduce your glizzies.
I don't know. Well, we can think about it. We can talk about it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm open.
Anything else you want to chat about before we get to those power rankings, like new season related? I will say, you mentioned Preston's wedding earlier. There were trades being talked on the dance floor, and I thought that was fun. People sneaking some fantasy chat in here and there.
Yeah, I think this season's been interesting for sure, just because like obviously we have new people. We've moved from iMessage to Discord. I do think the implications like roster wise from going from 12 to 14, everybody's really feeling it right now. So I think I don't really remember when the trades started to happen last season, but when they did, they really just didn't stop. And I would like to believe that we're about at that inflection point. Like today is D-Day. Like week 7, there's a huge difference of being 2-5 versus 3 and 4. And you quickly realize, like, I think this is the week where people are going to realize like what they need to do moving forward. There have been a lot of trades. I think you and me have really had the only trade this season.
Only trade, dude. Hey, we always come through with something good.
But
so
I know there are a lot like right on the edge, but I think people are like really worried about the running back depth and what they have to sacrifice to get something, or what they have to sacrifice to give a running back away. I think it's scary. So we'll see how things shake up this week. My prediction is that we'll have a couple trades in the next week.
Yeah. I think I am inches. I'm 4th in inches here in terms of getting ready to sell my whole team and start the rebuild season again. So I might be willing to shop around a little bit more. I've been very close with trades with several people. Some of them I've backed out on. Some of them they've backed out on. But I'm glad we got one trade in. So
yeah,
honestly,
absolutely.
Zay Flowers is going to help me. And then I lost my QB to injury immediately. And
that was a tough one. One.
Yeah, hopefully good old Josh Dobbs does the trick.
Yeah.
Well, let's do power rankings, dude. I know you've prepared something for us. You want me to
Yeah, dude, let's do this. So I used to do this like every week last season, but just been busy. But I think there's been some anticipation building. How does the commish feel about where everybody stacks up right now? Right. So let's do it. Starting at the bottom. We'll go 14-1.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna just hit the double, right? Just hit the double. I think this isn't a surprise, right? Like, 2 worst teams in the league, and Bada just inches it out both in terms of record. And another big metric here is all play. Like, if you played every team every week, what would your record be?
Damn,
that's tough. Hurts. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough way to start.
That really hurts. Okay, you know what? I will. I'll take it, dude. But I will. I just want to add one thing here.
Sure.
I may be last, but it's not because of how I drafted. I'm last because I got decimated by injuries. I'm the only one that's lost my first round pick to season-ending injury. I've lost 3 of my running backs to injury, multiple receivers I've had to season-ending injury. My quarterback's out, so it's just death by 1,000 cuts here.
Yeah, man. You say that, I do feel for you. Like the Jahmyr Gibbs pick, like even if you had Nick Chubb, you had Derrick Henry, like, and you traded them away, like none of those would have panned out for you, right? Or I guess you had Chubb and you had to put him down, right?
Yeah.
So
put him down.
Things have been tough, but I will say you did draft a kicker like in the 7th round.
I fucked up a couple times along the way. I don't know if you do this, but every now and then I'll pull up the draft board and be like, what could have happened?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that trickled down. Like if you just didn't do it until later, what could have happened?
Oh man, could have been sitting with I would have taken Chubb all day, every day at that pick, but could have had different 2nd and 3rd round picks for sure.
Yeah. Someone else who kind of both panicked in the draft and got unlucky was Bada for sure. I mean, unlucky with Burrow and the way he's played. I think he'll bounce back. Unlucky with the Jets, Aaron Rodgers. I think his departure like really has affected Breece Hall. A little lucky with DJ Moore. I mean, DJ Moore was really like putting things together, but just not enough. Just not enough for Bada, really. I think he'll be in trade season pretty soon here.
I just want to quickly before we talk about how Martin really shot the bed here with his draft. As we've been talking, Mitch made a roster move.
Yeah,
added Hunter Henry to the tight end position. Mitch, I dropped him. Good luck. Oh, he's all yours now.
Good luck,
dude,
Mitch.
Martin's in 12th, also by his own doing, but partially not by his own doing. You know what I mean?
I mean, he missed the draft, but I feel like it just could have been worse. Like, I mean, he's got Jamar Chase. Sam Laporta might be like the steal for tight ends.
What an auto pick.
Yeah. Saquon going to be coming back. I think he'll bounce back up there, and then Lamar will keep Martin in this. Like another part about like the 14-team league is like, you just need a couple studs to show out for you each week to be competitive. So I think Martin can hang. Martin can hang.
Yep. Dude, the Glizzy Gobbler. He and for a new member, I was also surprised at some of his keeper picks. Did he confirmed this, Roshan? He kept Cousins, right?
He did keep Cousins, yeah.
Yeah, tough. But hey, at least he's got Bijan.
Yeah, he's got Bijan, he's got Jalen, he's got Christian Kirk. Debo's been a tough one. Like, I feel like if Debo was how we know Debo to be and not just injured all year, he would not be 1-5. I mean, he's still also kind of unlucky being 1-5, considering his all play. But it's how the card lies. How the cards lay. This is my big surprise, right? You go from Brian at 1-5, ranked at 11, to MJ at 5-1, ranked at 10. This man, all luck. That's what I think. MJ is all luck. He scored the lowest points of the season, 60 points. I don't even know how you score 60 points. With the all play rate, it's like 38% win rate, whereas he's 5-1. I think he's gotten really lucky, right? He's gotten really lucky. I think that's gonna even out for the defending champ.
It's interesting how he's actually got a lower all play rate than Brian, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's almost at Martin's and he's 5-1.
He had Keenan. I mean, Keenan saved him that 1 week where he had like 50 points or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Keenan and Eckler are gonna hold him.
But luck does not run all year long, so maybe MJ's time is coming.
Yeah,
he also benefited from me because he had Jerome Ford.
Oh, true. Yeah.
That helps having him just off the draft versus fighting for that keeper.
MJ also is surprisingly quiet in Discord. Man's also busy, right? Man is traveling. He's in Amsterdam, but I don't know how involved MJ is this year.
Well, MJ, we miss you in the chat, so please come back.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, I got Brandon next. Let's see, Brandon's team.
Same comeback score as MJ.
Yeah. It says a lot, right? Honestly, surprised with Brandon's team's production. Just losing Justin Jefferson is going to be brutal. Kenneth Walker, though, like if you have a stud running back, that's going to really carry you. So let's see what kind of trades Brandon can shake out to either stay in contention or sell.
You said you're surprised with Brandon's performance, but there's one thing I'm not surprised with is Brandon's calendar sales performance.
Oh my God.
Disappointment all around the board, Brandon. We expect better.
Yeah, honestly,
I think I even paid you for a calendar.
Yeah, like I haven't even gotten a calendar yet.
I paid $30.
Does anyone have a calendar yet?
I paid $30 for a signed calendar or something.
Damn. Well, I think I put this a little bit on me as commish too for not cracking the whip here. We were supposed to do a check-in at the end of September to see his sales. We are going to do a check-in at the end of October. Check sales. If I recall correctly, 50% needed to have been sold and shipped. If not, it's time for Facebook.
Something. Yeah, I got something right here.
What up?
If the calendars don't hit the mail by a certain date, Brandon has to help the loser of this year with their glizzies. That's the thing I was talking about earlier. Like that's the help counter.
That's fair. I would consider something like that. Yeah, we got to get these rules for Brandon in straight. By the end of each month, he's got to deliver. You got to deliver some calendars.
All right,
Brandon, this is your warning. All right, let's keep on going. So, middle of the pack here, Gabe, Matt. All I have to say is that these guys are going to be in trade talks. These guys are going to be making some moves
for you to level up. You think
they have to? I mean, like they're there. Like you only need to get up to the 6th seed, right? Like it's 16 playoffs. Actually, is it a 16 playoffs? Yeah, it is.
No idea.
Yeah. Damn, I kind of forgot. Holy shit. but they're right there. I mean, they can just be like, 500% the rest of the season, and they'll still be in contention. So
yeah,
looking for more action from them. Peyton, that Dave Montgomery pick, man.
Solid. Fifth round too. I think we're already seeing, and like I'm excited for this week because Montgomery's out. I've got Gibbs in, and it will be interesting to see how that workload can really translate to a full season. Because you watch Montgomery run, and like just from a watching perspective, and I'm just thinking the whole time, like this guy can't do that for 16 games in a row. I mean, he's getting absolutely beat down.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how the team holds up over time.
But with Jonathan Taylor back, like he's got one of the best RB2s in the league. Like not many people have two starting running backs. And he's got Devontae and Mike Evans. Like that's a really solid team. I think Peyton, your chances of making the playoffs are very high, my friend. All right. Next, Ryan.
Damn, juice.
So we're gonna go over matchups later. I'm a little worried for Ryan.
Really? In terms of this week?
Maybe I spoiled things. But in terms of this week, in terms of the future of the season, when you're relying on Dak Prescott to lead you into the playoffs,
bad.
Ask the Cowboys how that goes. But another surprise of the season for Ryan, right, has been Raheem Mostert.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean Ryan does have significant running back depth. Like you talk about Peyton, Mixon, Pierce, Cooks. Yeah. So if these people do what they should, I mean he's cooking. Yeah. But we'll get to the matchup soon.
Yeah.
All right. We got it 4.
Oh, Mitch with the 2-4 record, but Mitch with the criminally cruel
schedule,
strength of schedule, right? He's just missed out on a couple of things. Look at that all play record.
Look at those points 4 right there.
Points 4 over, I think it's the highest of the bunch right here. So he belongs. Mitch definitely belongs.
When Mitch made that trade with you for Hurts, I mean, I said I think Mitch could have the best keepers in the league at that point. Like he came in strong.
Yeah. I used a couple different sites to rank like people's like power rankings for the rest of the season, and one of them had Mitch all the way at number 1, like for rest of the season schedule, right? So he's got that Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, which that connection hasn't been even as good as last year. Like if they just get to normal, the floor is the floor is so high for Mitch. And then the Puka Nacua pick, really good stuff.
Dude, I think about how Ryan made the Puka comment casually pre-draft, and I never heard of the guy before. Yeah. And I was listening to like fantasy pods and whatnot, and then Mitch drafted him, and I didn't know if that was because he knew something or if he like was just Brian mentioned it. But that's been a absolute steal. Yeah. I actually wanted to pull Mitch's team up real quick. And just make a quick comment on his depth. So like it's been interesting to see people. I kind of feel like my team has depth in terms of I can at least replace my starters. But if Mitch has a little bit of depth. He had more before Roschon Johnson was out on concussion protocol. But okay, Mitch has got a little bit of depth. But I was going to say, is Mitch all starters or does he have bench play too? Because some teams haven't really felt the bye week pain as much as others yet,
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking over his team right now. It's a mix, man, because Ramondre Stevenson, I think he had a really good game last week, and he hasn't been playing as well at all this season.
Yeah,
not at all. He just had some down performances. Christian Watson, Jordan Addison. I think he has a lot of players that like haven't hit their ceiling yet. So that's scary to me. I think that's
Addison's taking a bump up now. I mean, he's been playing good. Yeah. But all right. Mitch is solid. Who do you got at 3?
All right, let me ask you, right? Of the remaining 3, Dan, Preston, and me, how would you rank them?
Dang.
Preston is undefeated.
Roshan.
Dan has one loss.
Roshan, you might be number 1. You might be number 1 to me.
That's what I like to hear, baby.
Your team is so fucking scary right now.
I didn't put myself there just because of the 3-3 record, and also you'll see a little bit of the stats later. But my team is back. My team is so good.
I got a text. Let me read this out loud real quick. Hold on, I'm finding it. I got a text. I got a text from Molly. I don't know if this is gonna. Molly said this. Can you read the screen?
I can't read it. I can't read it.
She said, Dan, quotes, Josh is last right now in the league. It feels so much better than winning.
Oh man, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. But I knew he didn't want it. He's never won the chip.
I was going to put him at number 3 because I can't consciously put anyone that says that to me any higher than, the lowest spot that's afforded to me. But you put yourself at 3. So talk through that.
Dude, I mean, I'm there, man. I'm right there. Like you, lost my keeper pick to injury the first 4 games of the season.
Oh, no, not like me. Not like me.
Fair, but my guy's back. Cooper
so
Kupp,
back.
Tyreek Hill in this league, PPR matters. These guys are going to win me games single-handedly at any point in the season.
Dude,
I got to steal. I got to steal
stat of
Kyren
the year
Williams
right now. I mean, you got to steal in Kamara. Like
I got to steal in Kamara.
14 targets on the game this week for you. 14 targets.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
I got a steal on A-Chain. Brandon Ayuk is my flex. Like things are just good. And you know what? Trevor Lawrence is the thing that's holding me back. In my trade with you, CJ Stroud, I just got to play the cards right. CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, who's gonna make this happen for me. So I feel really good about my team, and I think I could beat the next guy up on the list. Both of them popped up at the same time, but man, like look at those all plays, right? Like me and Preston are right together. He's 6-0. I'm 3-3. Fraud alert. Fraud alert. I'm calling it out. Preston's a fraud.
Damn. Is it because of what? Is it the strength of schedule?
Preston's just always a fraud. Preston has like such a hot regular season, and then he loses a couple games towards the end, and then he's out in the first round of the playoffs. It's like a Washington sports team. Like just a fraud.
And I'm going to say married men are more frauds when it comes to fantasy football than non-married men, like in general.
Just got other priorities. You just, I wouldn't know. You just got these have other priorities.
Yeah. Preston's a goddamn fraud. He's going to crumble. Dan, I'm looking at his team right now.
Dan's team is Dan's instead of talking about Dan's team, I would just say Dan has like put up numbers this season. Like regardless of the rest of the season, like this is as impressive as a 6-game run as I've seen.
Yeah.
And all of that on the back of like a struggling Derrick Henry, a rejuvenated Adam Thielen. Like it's
the Nico Collins, like 11th round draft pick. I mean, that production's been crazy too.
So I feel like Dan's team is like the complete opposite of mine, right? Dan has got the quarterback. He's going to get 30 points every game. And then it doesn't matter who it's from. Like I'm relying on Hill or Kupp to break
Dan's
out.
Blue collar.
Yeah,
he's blue collar through and through.
He's blue collar. Yeah, he's got what are those beers he likes?
Labatt Blues.
Labatt Blue Collar, dude. That might have to be his new team name.
Dan, change the name right now. Labatt Blue Collar. We might not even be pronouncing Labatt right. I mean, it's probably some French Labatt
Blue Collar. That sounds sick.
But I mean, you look at his team and like on names alone, it's ugly. It's ugly as shit. Like there's not like the star power that you really expect to be propelling you to like that number 1 spot. But it's not about what you show; it's about how you grow sometimes. So, kudos to him.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the power rankings this season. Let's go through the matchups and then call it.
Yeah. All right. Matchup number 1 on your screen is you versus Peyton. Who you got?
I easily it's me. Like, I already got the Thursday night. Bump up. Those 50 points off 2 players, like you said, Alvin Kamara with 12 receptions.
Feels so good.
Today, I don't even know if I need to watch today. I can just, do other things.
You can chill. Great game. Great game by you on Thursday night. We got Matt versus Dan. I'm pulling that up right now. This is a closer one on the prediction side right now.
This is a closer one, but I just feel like I gotta go Dan. Like, I feel like he's just been on too good of a roll.
Dude, no. I'm going Matt here. Okay. Dan's got Henry, Thielen, and Nico Collins out on bye this week. I mean, if Dan does win, oh my God, that's blue collar shit if I've ever heard of
it. Yeah, that's fair. Nico, yeah, he's playing Kendrick Bourne and Josh Reynolds. Damn. Dude, that's tough. All right, let's see. We got
the battle.
It's Matt's opportunity to move up from mid tier.
Yeah. We got Mitch versus Brandon, the Battle of Beachtown.
I'm going with Mitch. Like I said, like the numbers don't lie. Like, Mitch's team is solid. Mitch has been performing. I think it's Mitch. Looking at people on his bye.
If I just close my eyes and I don't know who's playing, who's like, if Brandon's like who Brandon is actually playing this week, like, it doesn't matter. If I just close my eyes and I know it's Brandon versus someone, I usually pick the other person. Because it's just the bias I have with Brandon drafting tight ends. But Walker's playing Arizona this week, so that could be sneaky. I mean, Walker could put up 4 touchdowns today, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll go with Mitch too.
I will say, looking at Brandon's team, it's a pretty solid team. No depth, though. Nothing on the bench. And I feel bad about the Justin Jefferson. So, this season could have gone differently for Brandon already.
Dude, all right, for this next matchup.
All right, let me get this. Josh versus Ryan. Pick of the week. Josh to nail it in by 15 points.
Oh, by 15. That's 15 the spread. Points.
No Mixon, no Prescott, no Pierce. Carlos needs some help.
And it felt just so as good as your Thursday night felt for you, it felt equally as good for me because, and I didn't even have anyone playing. I watched Ridley put up 1 catch.
Yeah.
Dude, that felt phenomenal. And the defense coming in at 4 points, I'm going to take that.
You take that any day. That.
Yeah. So I started the week strong. I feel like I'm ready to go this week. I got a player I'm starting for the first time off IR. Deontay Johnson's back from his week 1 injury. Gibbs is taking on the lead running back role because Montgomery's out. I mean, I lost Justin Fields, but whatever. I'm ready to get a dub.
Dude, Josh Dobbs 30 stack today. I'm calling it.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Preston versus Brian. So Preston also had a good Thursday. Brian's was all right too, actually. But I feel like I just got to go with the theme of the day, the theme of the pod. Preston is a fraud. He's still projected to win, but I'm calling it. I think Brian's going to inch this one out.
I guess here's my one question. Is McCaffrey playing today? He's listed as questionable right now. I thought he was out this week from a oblique injury.
Yeah.
Damn, now they're saying he might play.
An hour ago. Damn.
So that could be what turns the tides. Is McCaffrey going to play? And if he does he get like his 17th straight touchdown streak continued? I want to be pulling for the Glizzy Gobbler here. I do.
Yeah. That's fair.
But that adjustment by McCaffrey being in could change my pick there.
Dude, and that's the Monday night game. That's intense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I was in Preston's shoe, things are looking good. You just got to keep him in the lineup. You're not benching him.
Yeah, but win or lose, we already know Brian is going to booze.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't never know what the stipulations are for some of these.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Martin
Gabe. What you got?
Let's see. Hold on. Well, those percentages definitely give me some insight here. I need to hold on. I'm looking on my screen. I think, damn, I want to pull for my boy Martin. I want him to get a dub, but and Barkley's back.
I think Barkley's
I still got Gabe. Gabe is too good. Gabe is too good. And he's, as long as Gabe is playing Travis.
I was about to say, man, dude, Travis against the Chargers, Taylor Swift in the house. That's
LA.
40 points. That might be 40 points.
Are they playing in LA?
At Kansas City.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd take Gabe here.
I'll go Gabe. And then the final fraud, right? MJ versus Bada. Man, Bada doesn't have his 3 best players, Burrow, Hall, or Lamb playing. I just gotta go MJ.
Wow.
Yeah, that's easy.
That further justifies MJ's fraud case too. Like he's gonna get another cheap ass win here.
Yeah. But hey, what happens. Everything normally evens out. But I will say, for people like Strick and MJ, like on the other side, like those teams in my power rankings were right next to each other. They're probably very similar, but it's a huge difference being 6-1 versus 1-6. You are almost totally in it versus you're almost totally out of it. So just the way the cards lay, you can be just as good as each other. But do you keep going? Just trust your gut, trust your team, trust the process, or you make some trades?
Well, if I'm basing what I think most people do is they just trust the process. But if you're a real dog, you make some goddamn trades. So hope to see some trades dropping soon. Hit your boy up. Well,
I was like, hit your boy up. I'm open too, man.
You are open.
I'm open. If you want a number 1 receiver,
what's it going to take to get a Tyreek?
Let's chat.
I think my closing comment here would be, I was listening to one pod and they were talking about like keeper and dynasty leagues, and it surprised me how many picks some of the hosts of the pod were giving away for future years. Like how when they were building for a championship for the following year, they might go into it without their first 3-round draft picks and just like straight rebuild. I mean, and you've proven, I think, with some of your drafting this year, and also Dan, the Nico Collins, A-Chain, like they're there. If you just don't take Justin Tucker in the 7th round. But like, so for people who want to go all in, I think our league plays a little bit, quote unquote, scared to give draft picks away. Yeah. But like, you want to get Hill, give me your 1st round pick next year. Don't be a pussy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy. All right, dude. 2nd and 9, season 2, episode 1. We're in the house. I don't know.
Let's drop this shit.
Let's drop it. All right. Enjoy your football watching, boys. See you soon.
Take care.